Hey guys, welcome to a very special episode of That Game Show. I am your host, Chase Bunker. Joining me today is one of the founding members of Hot Pepper Gaming, one of the hottest and the rising stars on the YouTube scene right now. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Vernon Shaw. Vernon, how are you today?
Hey, thank you so much for having me, man.
Thanks for coming on. So first off, normally I try to get, normal, questions you don't normally get, but of course I have to ask this one. How did you guys come up with, this idea behind eating a hot pepper, reviewing a game, and then hilarity ensues?
Yeah. Man, it does make it sound exactly like like exactly what it is.
Yeah,
It's a very simple idea. I understand that, but
it's brilliant.
yeah, it's me and the people who created Hot Pepper Gaming. That's myself, Jared Rosen, and Aaron Schmalfeld. We kind of wanted to create something that fit into the gaming community. We wanted to really serve the gaming community, and there was a lot of videos of people eating hot peppers and doing things Spicy News comes to mind, but there was nothing that dealt with spicy stuff and then video games. So I remember there was a time when I made a tweet about hey, wouldn't it be funny if we tried to review video games directly after eating hot peppers? And then at that point, two people favorited it, and I was like, yeah, that's good enough to spend a weekend trying to do this.
Nice.
So we got together. It was initially me and Aaron. We got together. We spent $20 on the set, borrowed a friend's camera, and then Aaron was like, who would be great for this? Our insane friend Jared Rosen. Yeah, and then he came over. He banged out a review for Deadpool, and that was sort of history,
Nice.
I suppose. Weird YouTube history, but
Yeah.
history nonetheless.
Do you write the reviews for the games themselves, or do you guys have to come up with reviews?
Whenever we go on, or whenever we have a special guest come on, we encourage them to, well, first of all, to review a game they're passionate about, and then secondly, to not write a review. What we do is we have them write bullet points or outline notes that we paste below the camera in a very, very simplistic teleprompter type fashion to refer to whenever they're eating something spicy, because we always thought it was funnier, instead of reading from a script, they're trying to struggle from point to point. So it's been working out pretty well. It doesn't look too cheesy, and it's actually it ends up being a lot of fun, and it provides for a lot of funny moments.
Oh yeah, it's definitely hysterical. Check them out. YouTube.com/hotpeppergaming. There's a bunch
That's
of
us.
reviews. Also, excuse me, you have Hot Pepper Fire Sale, in which companies make pitches for games and products as well. Do they come to you at this point, or do you still outreach to some of these other companies to help promote?
Yeah, they come to us mostly. We wanted to be sort of I know journalistic integrity isn't the sort of first thing you mention when you think about Hot Pepper Gaming, but we wanted to sort of separate it so people know when they're being advertised to.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of a necessary thing for YouTube. Yeah, you got to do advertising, but we want to be sort of transparent with our fan base. And to that end, we want to kind of put a fun, ridiculous spin on video game advertising. So instead of us pitching the game to you guys or our fans, it's the people who worked on the games eating a hot pepper and then trying to pitch their game to our fans. So essentially, if you really want to advertise a game and if you believe in it enough, you got to run the pepper gauntlet.
Nice. Now, do you do the same thing with your guests, or do you have to reach out to them, say if they want to come on?
It's been the strangest thing. Most everyone who comes on the show are people who ask to be on the show, and I think that has a lot to do with me not wanting to hurt people. So I get really nervous around YouTubers because I don't want to coerce them into eating a hot pepper. If they think it's funny and they want to do it, we'll figure something out. But I don't generally and I know I've done it in the past, specifically with Andrew WK. But
Yeah.
I don't generally like asking people to eat hot peppers. I always appreciate it more when they come to us as a team, saying, "Hey, you guys got a funny show. I like what you do. Let's collab."
Nice. Yeah, I remember the Andrew WK tweet that you guys posted about a year ago.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
It was about
Wow.
a year or two ago, and when you responded, I was like, "Oh gosh, greatness is about to ensue." But then
Yeah.
that whole him eating the pepper, the ghost peppers, am I about to watch Andrew WK die in front on camera?
Yeah, it was the freakiest thing to watch because we sped that video up because he just sort of like stood there, and he's Andrew WK, like the guy goes hard,
Yeah.
and I appreciate that so much in a person, but he decided to do a Trinidad Maruga Scorpion pepper, which is leagues above a ghost pepper, how hot
Oh,
a
that's
ghost
right.
pepper is, which is already terrible enough. Um, so he gets there, he eats it, and just stares for 5 minutes. He gets out one or two sentences about Brick Breaker, maybe like "Don't take flip" or
Don't take
"It's a
flip.
game." Yeah, and at the very end, he rates the video game, refuses milk, thanks us for the endorphin rush, and then has Jared drive him home. It was the most surreal experience of my life. Moreover, and this is the thing that was most perplexing about the night, is that we were filming in Aaron's apartment, and at the time, Aaron's bathroom door was broken a little bit. It wouldn't close all the way, so you'd like pull it, and it wouldn't like click into place. So like when we had YouTuber guests over there who didn't really know us, we're like, we're not trying to watch you pee. It's just like the door doesn't close all the way. Andrew WK comes in, and he, without even knowing that it's broken, closes the door magically. And the entire time the entire time for the rest of the night, the door would always close. As soon as he left, it went back to being broken. And that is the magic of Andrew WK.
That is, oh my, I loved Andrew WK, and I was so happy to see him on. I love hearing that story too about that.
He is one of the most unique individuals I've ever had the pleasure of knowing. The guy is amazing.
Oh yeah. Um, which episode? Even though I'm pretty sure I know your answer already. Which episode is your favorite, and which guest was your favorite?
Oh man. I actually, well, okay. Now I'm curious. What do you think it is?
I thought it was gonna be Andrew WK for a second, but then I watched the Hot Pepper Fire Sale with I'm gonna butcher his name, the president of Sony. I'm just gonna avoid
Oh,
butcher it.
Shuhei Yoshida. Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
Okay, that was definitely up there. It was a really. I hope you don't mind me telling you hot pepper stories, but
That's fine.
strange. Again, I'm a lot of these stories start with me saying strangest night I ever had does not make sense. And apparently, if you make a YouTube channel where you specifically focus on feeding people hot peppers and then having them review video games, you're just bound to have a lot of strange nights. So, this was during E3 this year, maybe about a month or two ago.
Hmm.
Rami Ismail of Nuclear Throne, Flame Beer, all that good stuff. He we'd been tweeting and we were like, oh, let's do like a hot pepper interview. I'm like, that sounds cool. That sounds pretty easy to figure out. I was sick during this time. I didn't tell them, but like I was a little under weather because of E3. Got a little con sick. But I was like, oh yeah, let's just like get through this. So I wake up from a nap. I set everything up, and then Rami and crew come to my tiny apartment in Koreatown in Los Angeles. I didn't know that at the time, but they had just had dinner with like president of Sony Computer Entertainment's Worldwide Studios, Shuhei Yoshida, and he was there. Normally, Shuhei Yoshida is a sort of like button down businessman, like takes care of deals. Like the guy's a gamer through and through. The guy
Oh
knows
yeah.
his video games, but he's generally a lot more reserved on camera. When I met him, he was like wearing basketball shorts and he was just all smiles and he was like happy to meet me. And he introduced himself as Shuhei, and I recognized his face, and I had to think for a moment, and I raced to my phone and looked up Shuhei Yoshida on Twitter, and was like, shit, that's him. Oh God, that's him. So we're setting up for the interview, and I don't know. It was just the weirdest fever dream. Shuhei Yoshida helped me move my couch. Like the president, like we set up things together, and then we did this hot pepper interview, and we are like, it'd be hilarious when you mentioned PS4, Rami. Shuhei Yoshida is gonna come in. He's gonna sit between Anthony and Rami, and they're all just gonna eat hot peppers together. Um, and that's exactly what happened, and it was so weird. Because Shuhei got like 3 words out. He's like nuclear throne, very excited, and then PlayStation. I think
That
were
sounds
the
about
words.
right.
Yeah, and that happened. We all went and got Denny's milkshakes afterwards.
Nice.
And as soon as the video went up, like Shuhei, this is the best part that because like that was the E3 when they announced The Last Guardian coming out, and I actually have a Shadow of the Colossus tattoo
Nice.
right there. So I got to show that to Shuhei Yoshida, and he was like, "Oh my God, that's so exciting!" And he takes a picture and tweets it out. I'm like, life is weird, and I'm so happy right now. Um, but yeah, so as soon as the video went up, he like changed his Twitter avatar to Hot Peppers, and he was just so kind and so nice, and he
Nice.
told us he wants to come and do it again, and that was like one of the best experiences for Hot Pepper Gaming for me. To answer your question, sorry, that was a very long.
Oh no, like it's what I do when it's a talk show. I mean, you're supposed to tell stories.
Yeah.
A lot of
Oh
stuff.
man, but what's my favorite? Man, there's a lot of them. The Ego Raptor one, the first one we did was a very good one. Even though I was worried that I was about to kill Aaron.
Yeah.
Um, a favorite of recent memory was Dante Basco, Rufio, the leader of the
Yeah.
Lost Boys, the Prince Zuko in Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm half Filipino, so he was like a Filipino American hero to me growing up, and to be able to like hang out with a guy and have him tell us he thinks we're funny that was like a cool defining moment for me, I suppose.
Nice.
And the video turned out amazing. So
Yeah. Um, Again, it's youtube.com/Hot Pepper Gaming. You can follow him on Twitter at Vernon Shaw, and you can also follow Hot Pepper Gaming on Twitter at Hot Pepper Gaming.
yeah. I that's one of my favorite things I get to run for Hot Pepper Gaming. All I do is just like make dumb pepper pun posts, and it's just so much fun.
I'm also afraid it's like when I originally promoted this, I'm like, is this too bad of a pun? Like, watch him just be like, this is just too stupid. I'm just gonna like, oh no, I have plans. I like how you mentioned the Ego Raptor one because that was the first one I ever watched, and
Really?
yeah, it was. And
Are you a fan of the Game Grumps?
Oh, I loved Ego Raptor like ever since like Metal Gear Awesome, and so like I followed
Oh,
him like all throughout
absolutely.
like high school and
Yeah.
everything. And so when I saw, I was like, okay, cool, I'll watch this. And normally with any other channel, with the exception of Game Grumps, like I have to watch a few videos and then I'll go subscribe. With that, I was like, nope, done, subscribe. I'm watching more.
Absolutely.
It was
Those guys are hilarious. I
oh
hope
yeah,
to one day be like half as funny as those guys.
it's your channel's incredible, and like at that point, it's like I was immediately sold, and like I had to watch more, and I've always been entertained ever since. Now you have a lot of guests. Now I'm asking, for a friend, how popular do you have to be to get a hot pepper review?
Okay,
For a
so
friend.
there's actually for a friend,
For a friend.
I totally understand. We actually don't have like a set metric. Like it's not like, oh, something clicks over at 10K subs or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, we're happy to have all sizes of channels on. Like naturally, we prioritize special guests and like close friends of the show. But if it's something that where we can be sort of mutually beneficial to each other, like if we're helping each other out, that's usually a good equation. Um, like I actually get this a lot, and it's hard to wrap my head around because people are emailing us a lot of the time and saying, "Hey, I want to quite literally torture my body on your show. Is it cool if I do that?" And I do end up having to turn a lot of people away just because we don't really have time, doesn't really fit into the schedule. We're kind of like dealing with a bit of a backlog of special guests that I've forgotten to email back, and I feel really bad about it. But what I try to say as much as possible is like, if what you want to do is torture yourself by eating a hot pepper and then trying to review a video game, and if that's what motivates you to think critically about YouTube and to build a brand on YouTube and to build yourself up on this platform, use that, and I will gladly like check in with me regularly, and I will gladly let you eat a hot pepper if that is what you want out of life. I want you. I want your friend. Sorry, I want anyone
But
who
yeah,
wants to be on Hot Pepper
totally
Gaming
not
to.
me.
I want anyone who wants to be on Hot Pepper Gaming. I want them to, like follow the dreams so that one day I can feed them hot pepper and have them review a video game. So whatever motivational
Yeah.
speech that was.
And if you want, and if you want me, I mean my friend, totally not me, to get a hot pepper review, you should like, comment, and subscribe.
Yep.
I believe you've done like 6 or 7 videos, and you've eaten a multitude of peppers. Which
Oh, yeah.
one was the absolute worst one that you've eaten?
Okay, so us here at Hot Pepper Gaming, myself, Aaron, and Jared, we completely believe that the Scoville scale is a lie because I have had, I've had ghost peppers that honestly weren't that bad, but I've had habanero peppers that made my extremities numb and made me like shake. And so to this day, the worst time I ever had was the second time Gerard did a hot pepper game review. I came over to that one video game offices, and I had to do an announcement. Sorry, I had to burp. I hope you cut that out. Um,
That's fine.
um, so, oh God, that's so going in, isn't it?
You're still. It's
God
like
damn
you've
it.
eaten a hot pepper just now.
God damn it. All right. Just trying to portray myself as a normal, regular guy who doesn't burp during interviews. Um,
What? Nobody burps
so
ever.
okay, so went over to the that one video gamer offices. Gerard did a review, but I had to do a MagFest announcement to let people know that we were gonna have our first panel ever at MagFest. And I ate the habanero pepper, and it just would not stop hurting. I got one of the meanest batches I've ever experienced, and to this day, I do not understand why a habanero pepper was that hot. That's not to discount ghost peppers and Carolina Reapers, which are also hot, but it perplexed me so much how a habanero pepper could be that hot.
That's. It scares me like because sometimes I'll just eat like a jalapeno and I'll just be like, holy crap, this thing is wicked hot. And I can only
Oh yeah,
imagine
dude.
it's like it's probably like if I'm trying to my friend is trying to do a hot pepper game. He's like they need to like
Yeah,
get
that's sort of the comedic crux, right?
yeah it's like
It's supposed to be impossibly hot.
yeah
Um, yeah, I've had jalapenos that have kicked my ass as well. So it's the Scoville scale, man. Sometimes you just can't trust it.
it's a lie.
There's just a point where it's just all painful.
Uh,
It's
where do you guys get your peppers at?
a couple places. Normally we've been normally sorry. Normally habanero peppers are commercially available at grocery stores, and you can get dried ghost peppers, dried Carolina Reapers online. I had a contact for a while who grew fresh peppers in his apartment building. It was strange. It was essentially a drug deal, but with peppers. So it was like the most illegal looking thing I've ever done. He was very nice, and he gave us some really hot peppers. But mostly, we deal in dried stuff. We deal in hot sauces, things like that.
Yeah.
Just because they're easier to proclaim. Sorry, they're easier to procure.
Okay.
So it's not like waiting for a fatality pepper to ripen before we can pick it. With that said, we've like had serious discussions about like doing hot pepper gardening and just having a nice little victory garden with all these spicy peppers.
Nice. Um, like you said before, you've been to MagFest. You've been to a multitude of cons. When did you guys actually realize that you kind of made something big here?
Oh man, that's YouTube, dude. You never feel big on YouTube, I assume, unless you're PewDiePie. You know, it's kind of a psychologically damaging platform because it's like no matter how big you get, you can quite literally go to a list and see the 10 people right above you. So to this day, I don't even know if we're big technically. I think we work with big people, and I think we have a funny idea, and I think enough people enjoy our show to the point where I want to keep doing it. I don't think it's something we should have an ego about. But to sort of answer your question, we had thought when we created this YouTube channel that we were gonna have to stockpile a bunch of videos and sort of like build a library, and then maybe one day, if something worked out, a lot of people would eventually see it and then go through the library, and everybody would have a good time. Strangely enough, from the first video that Jared did, the Deadpool one, we were featured on Kotaku. We uh, ranked really high on Reddit. All this stuff that sort of like built us up almost virally, and then within a week we had maybe 14,000 subscribers, and it just kind of kept growing. And as soon as Ego Raptor came on, there was this massive influx of subscribers, and at that point, like we knew that like this idea is it's fun and it's dumb, but it's shareable. So a lot of people, like we saw a lot of quick growth, and we're still growing now. Like YouTube is YouTube, and like you see the growth, like spike and then dip and then spike and then dip, and it's bad for your heart rate,
Yeah.
and blood pressure, and you get inside your own head a lot, and you wonder if this is actually something that's gonna get bigger and bigger.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's fun, and up until Hot Pepper Gaming, I was just sort of a fan of video games, and I just enjoy video games and video game culture so much. But thanks to Hot Pepper Gaming, it's like I feel very fortunate because I sort of get to be put into rooms with people I really respect, and a lot of other creators who I really respect, and there's sort of that mutual respect that's going on that I never thought I would be sort of privileged to. So it's awesome. It's really, really cool.
Yeah. Do you have any advice for any YouTubers right now who are wanting to make it big or thinking about doing a YouTube channel?
Oh man, I could talk for hours about that. No, the big thing I always try to tell people is that YouTube is what's called like a super saturated medium. There are so many people vying for your attention and so many people trying to show you something, and the person only has so much time to watch things. So you sort of have to look at it from the sort of like a, I don't know, blue ocean theory of like, well, how do I stand out in front of all of this other stuff? Because even if you like, it's not even enough to make a good thing anymore. Like there's plenty of good things on the internet that nobody sees, and it's so unfortunate, but that's just sort of the nature of our medium, right? So what you have to do is you have to sort of make something that stands aside from that, and that not only is fun to watch or fun to click on or interesting or curiosity inducing, it also has to be something that people can share. So the cool thing about Hot Pepper Gaming is it's kind of what's called like a compressible idea, right? It's something that compresses all the way down into a YouTube title or a very short description, like somebody eats a hot pepper and then tries to review a video game. You click into it and you get a little bit more than that. Like you hopefully we deliver something fun to the fan base, and it's something that someone will want to watch all the way through. If they like it enough, if they think it's ridiculous enough, if they think that it's cool, people share it with people who like the same things that they like. So like hypothetically, if I was a gamer who didn't know about Hot Pepper Gaming, I would see it and it's like, oh, that's really fun. I like that. Hey, other gamer friends who like the same things that I like, here's this really weird subversion of video game review culture or something. But it's people who eat hot peppers and then try to review video games. Um, and the cool thing about that is that because it's such a compressible idea, um, you give people the ability to share that idea really easily. If they can explain it really easily, they can share it really easily. So it's this idea of like the more you can compress something, the further it will travel on the internet, which is like a line I heard from a guy explaining Phil Fish of all things. But
Interesting.
yeah, it works on it works on media on the internet. So like I hope that's some food for thought. But yeah, it's just make things that like tell stories that other people can tell for you
All
or
right.
will want to tell for you,
All right.
if that makes sense.
Very awesome advice. Thank you very much for that. Another thing that you do,
Also, follow your dreams.
follow your. There you
Believe
go.
in yourself, Chase.
I'm doing my best. I'm almost at
Yeah,
100.
you,
I'm about to.
you gotta get your Naruto on. You just gotta believe
I
it.
just gotta believe, or be like
Chase,
Proper
you're
the
gonna be the
Rapper.
next Hokage, okay?
I wish I knew who that was, but that's okay. I know there's a lot of like
I'm just
there's a lot of Naruto fans out there just be like, really? This guy wants to be famous. He doesn't even know like simple. It's like not knowing who Goku is probably. It's like, well,
but you know who Goku is,
I
right?
do. I think that's like more of the
Cool,
more
good.
important things. And I like
Absolutely.
bacon. So there's at least two things going for me.
Yeah, you're cool with the internet.
Yes.
Don't worry, man.
Um, Another thing that you do, and it's a great thing. You have the almost like you have this 48-hour stream called Scare to Care.
Yeah.
This year, you've done it for 5 years now, and I saw the gradual increase. It went from 1K, 2K, 4K, and like this year, you just a few months ago, you raised over $40,000 for Camp Kason, I believe.
Kesem.
Kesem, excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant research department. There's nobody there. It's just my bathroom. First off, how did you get this idea behind Scare to Care?
Well, yeah. So Scared of Care actually predates Hot Pepper Gaming, and I know it sounds like I do nothing but torture videos online, and I apologize for that. But Scared of Care, it's a I started with my older brother. He had done work with Kesem in the past in college, and when he left college, we both kind of had a talk, and was like, well, how do we stay involved with something like this? So we kind of came up with this idea. And this was sort of in the earlier days of like reaction videos to horror things. We're a big fan of what are called Japanese Batsu games.
Okay.
Batsu. Yeah, Japanese Batsu games. Sorry, I mispronounced that. We're a big fan of those, which are just like game shows where Japanese comedians like physically harm each other or like it it'll watch 24-hour tag and it'll make a lot more
Okay.
sense, but it's hilarious. So we kind of wanted to figure out something like that that would also raise money. And we've been seeing a lot of these videos for Amnesia: The Dark Descent of people like reacting to the game, and we're like, those reactions are hilarious and real. How do we harness that in a charity fundraiser? So the first ever iteration of Scare to Care was us deciding that both my brother and I are going to take turns on two separate nights playing through the entirety of Amnesia: The Dark Descent, nonstop.
Oh, good lord.
So one person's going to play it, and the other person with a team of people are going to try to scare him outside of the game. And the idea was the more that people donated, the more that we tried to scare the person. So that raised like maybe a little more than $1,000 in its first year. It was a lot of fun. We got blog outreach and you know Frictional Games tweeted about us, and that felt really really cool.
Nice.
And then the next year, we sort of decided to turn it into a bigger marathon. So it ended up being like a 72-hour marathon of horror video games. We doubled what we earned. We got like $2,500, and we were
Yeah.
like super stoked, and it was awesome. Um, and then from there, I started personally getting involved in YouTube, and I got to meet a lot of cool YouTubers, um, and a lot of these people wanted to help out on Scare to Care. Um, so we rocketed up to like raising $20,000 in a year. And we're like, well, I guess we kind of got something here. So we just kept doing it and doing it, and it sort of zeroed in on a 48-hour live stream of horror video games featuring a lot of really cool YouTubers that a lot of people know and love.
Yeah.
And so year four, we raised $32,000. In year five, which was this year, we raised $40,000, which blew my mind. Actually, I said that if we raised $40,000 or more, I would get a tattoo of Scare to Care somewhere on my body. So I still have to fulfill that.
Nice.
Um, so it looks like my brother and I, Tim, we're getting his tattoos of Scare to Care.
Nice. What made you guys choose Camp Kesem as the charity?
Um, so as I mentioned before, Tim did a little work with them um, in college, but the decision to go with them, um, I don't know, it sort of felt natural. It felt like an underserved demographic of people. So Camp Kesem is this really cool charity that creates yearly summer camps for the children of cancer patients. Um, like we recognize that there's a lot of amazing charities for people suffering from cancer, but at the same time, cancer is kind of like it's a disease that affects the whole family, and oftentimes the children of people going through cancer can end up, feeling lost or hurt or scared or having trouble dealing with the sort of feelings that come from like a very tragic or life-threatening disease such as cancer. So we think it's really cool that there is this safe space where kids can just go and be kids and talk through all of this stuff and sort of, you know, feel like a kid. So, thankfully, knock on wood, there hasn't been, in my immediate family, there hasn't been any real cancer scares.
Yeah.
Thank God. But but Tim and I just thought it was a really noble cause to sort of get behind. So we're happy to do it every year for the guys.
Yeah. That website again is also scaretocare.com. Check it out if you also want to donate. Believe the donate button's still up there as well.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Definitely check that out. It's a great charity. Before we go, Since you also do a lot of games as well, I'll ask you typical questions. What are you playing right now?
What am I playing right now? Man, I've been dying to get into some like bigger AAA games. Like
Mm-hmm.
Arkham Knight came out and Witcher came out, and I just haven't really had the time to touch them. So I've been sort of gravitating toward shorter, easy to play narrative style games. So I've been playing. I just finished Her Story.
Oh, how is
Um,
that?
it's good. It's good. It's relatively short. I think you can get through it in 3 hours. I like the idea of like I know on paper it's like, well, it's a database style mystery game, and that can be a bit of a turnoff to a lot of people. But the idea of like trying to solve a mystery, but trying to figure out what the mystery is in the first place, that's a lot of fun, and that was really cool. And it was very very atmospheric. It's not necessarily a game you can like win, but you can sort of understand, and that was a really cool, really different way to look at it. Past that, I've been playing a lot of the Telltale series, so I'm working my way through Game of Thrones right now. I think I'm up to date. And then finally, I just recently finished the new. I know, like I'm naming three like narrative storytelling games, and I apologize for that.
You're talking
But I
to
also
someone
just
whose favorite game is Heavy Rain and Indigo
there we go.
Prophecy. So,
David Cage,
oh my
man.
gosh,
David Cage.
I
I've actually only played Indigo Prophecy.
you haven't played
Um,
Heavy Rain yet?
no, actually have it on my shelf, but I don't have a PS3 to play it on. I got a PS4.
If only there was
But
backwards compatibility. Here's
right,
looking at you, Sony.
Sony,
Sony.
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 But yeah, so I'd be really excited to play that. I'd be really excited to play Beyond Two Souls. But let's agree that David Cage is kind of an insane person.
Oh yeah, like I tried.
Right.
The funny thing about David Cage is like I tried to get him on the show, which first off, like trying to translate that whole website from like French to English is like borderline impossible because I only speak American.
Yeah.
Granted, I know what I said. I know I sound ignorant, but whatever.
Oh no, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
USA all the way.
Heck yeah.
Just envision it, if you're only listening to the audio of this, just imagine a bald eagle screaming down from a purple mountaintop with a flag in one claw and a gun in the other, exercising his Second Amendment rights.
All while
Uh,
eating like a Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah, and
Yes.
washing that down with a Coors Light.
Heck yeah.
That is what that is like the aura that we're both exuding right now.
One thing I
America.
like how my coaster is just like connected to my cup right now. Oh man.
Other than that, I'm playing Life is Strange, which is honestly surprising me in how good it is.
Yeah, I tried to get David Cage on the show, but he said, right now, I'd love to, but I'm putting all my effort into this game. It's like, oh, we're going to see this at E3 this year. And then, no, he teased me. He just teased me.
That's how he does it.
That's how he does it. But yeah,
Send him another email. Tell him Hot Pepper Game sent you.
I'll do that, and maybe that'll do it. You talked about a lot of your the AAA games that you want to play. With the whole...
Actually, can I pause you for a second? I'm going to Twitter right now. David Cage has a Twitter, right?
Yes, he does.
Okay. I'm just gonna...
Are you going to tweet him right now and just be like, hey, where's your game? And why didn't you get interviewed by Chase Bunker of That News Show?
David. I'm gonna start off nice and easy. Cage, and just ask him if he likes hot peppers.
Oh my, I'm not even going to edit this out.
Is that David Cage? DavidCage.com?
Yeah, I believe it is DavidCage.com. Let me find...
Wait, why does he only have like 1,000? Oh, because the last time he tweeted was 2,000.
He doesn't tweet often. Like I'm not
okay.
I'm not gonna.
That might not work, honestly.
I have his direct email.
No,
I don't know if it's like
okay.
his direct email, but
no, it's totally okay. I'm gonna leave that be with David Cage, unfortunately. But if I ever run into him at a con, I'm gonna be like, so my buddy Chase.
one of the things that
like where are you at?
I know. Like what was funny is like someone asked me like, what's the grand scheme? It's like worst case scenario, I get a good interview with Vernon Shaw. Best case scenario, we become best friends. So we're pretty close with the whole America thing right there.
We're working it out. We're
working it
I'm happy
out.
to help
I know.
as I sip my water.
Yeah, as I sip my watered down tea.
Nice.
With you said you want to get into AAA, but right now with the whole Assassin's Creed thing going on with like the glitchy opening, Arkham Knight having its glitchy PC port, do you feel like the quality of AAA has kind of gone down a little bit?
Oh man, hard
hitting, and it's only gonna get harder from here.
I think not to give you like the PC answer, but I think the big thing right now is that we're seeing a weird sea change in how people consume video games and how people consume hype. but the important thing is like voices are being heard when it comes to glitchy video games and you know, glitchy video games and bad frame rates and poor PC ports. Like people are being very vocal about that, and that's a very good thing
Yeah.
because this is affecting the meta score of games, and that's going to be heard, man. Like people are going to be want to put out a better and better product because it's seeming like more and more that people can't be hoodwinked by hype, and that's awesome. That is so cool.
Yeah.
So I think, we might be in a transitionary period in how people sell games to us, right?
Hmm.
Because of something like Minecraft can just be this alpha thing that people build together, and you see that so much with things like Rust and Ark and like Terraria and all everything.
Yeah.
I think we're going into a cool place where games are where it's more of a collaborative thing, and even in the AAA world, just seeing people like seeing how they respond and not only allow us to build something together, but want to put out a quality product that we'll like in something like The Witcher. I think that's really cool. I
Yeah.
think it's rad.
Yeah. I think it's kind of like the better way to put it because I'm like losing my faith in certain companies, but like I like how you say like right now like people aren't selling for it, and now I think you could possibly see a more of a like I guess a revolution might maybe the proper words. Like people aren't settling for this anymore. We want quality, and so that's why I'm okay with a game being delayed. Now, granted, there's delay, and then there's like Duke Nukem Forever delay, where it's like it's been,
Oh, there's Last Guardian delay.
and then there's I think Last Guardian, it's like it's not gonna be like Nukem Forever. Like Last Guardian,
I
we
think it
all
might actually
had.
be good. I'm really worried about it because I literally have the symbol from Shadow of the Colossus tattooed on my body.
But Shadow Colossus is
And
good, so you don't have to like
yeah,
worry
but
about
like
that.
like the Last Guardian can come out and they'd be like, oh, all that symbolism we had in there, it actually means that like in the Last Guardian, it means that we're all like bad people who like beat up kids and steal their lunch money. It's like, well, now this is on me forever, and that's what that symbolizes.
Better start beating up kids, Vernon. Gotta start hitting the gym. Get with the
Yeah,
times.
right.
And another
So yeah,
hard.
no, I feel that. Like I've stopped trying to buy into hype
Yeah.
as much as possible to good and bad effect. Like there's still things I'll get hyped about, but it seems to be less and less video games. It's starting to like my feeling behind video games is like, just hit me up when you're done, like and then
Yeah.
I'll check it out. I'm tired and I'm getting older, and I just want to play good things. So
Yeah.
just
I
help me out, man.
I feel
Like
like yeah, like, if there's certain developers, I can only if it's Quantic Dream, I'll immediately buy it. I don't care, love them. But granted, I would have also said that about Rocksteady about a few years ago, but now it's like I don't know. Is there a company that you
yeah,
trust?
I feel that, man. Like I buy Telltale game stuff like
Yeah.
Sight Unseen.
Yeah.
You know,
Wolf Among Us
I
was
just
so
I have
good.
such a good time playing those. Yeah, it's I don't know, dude. I just don't got time
Yeah.
for like looking at preview screenshots like built on a PC engine but meant for the PS4, and like seeing the graphical degradation. Like I've figured that out when I was maybe like 11 and I saw a screenshot for Mission Impossible on the Nintendo
Oh
64, and I was like,
wow.
yo, that looks rad as hell. I can't wait to
Yeah.
relive my favorite Mission Impossible missions. And then I got the Nintendo 64 game, and I was the angriest 11-year-old kid you ever saw because that game was a pile. It was a
I enjoyed
steaming pile.
that.
I enjoyed I enjoyed the
The
rappelling
laser.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, just specifically because of how cool it looked.
Oh yeah.
Everything else made me a angry, cynical 11-year-old.
Every like every like even though I haven't played that game in years, whenever I grab something and like I'm in like that agent mode, I'll still sometimes go, there it is. It's the little things.
Oh man,
Favorite game of all time.
Shadow of the Colossus is on my body forever.
Makes sense.
Um, well, man, that's sort of like it's a really way to pigeonhole myself, isn't it?
Not
Um,
really.
up there, Shadow of the Colossus is up there. It might not be my favorite game. It's probably the game whose themes kind of like most resonated with me, I suppose. Not to get all artsy film student on you, but
Hmm.
yeah, But in terms of fun, like Half-Life 2 was one of my most favorite experiences in video games. Man, I just love that game so much. And you know, like I'm big about storytelling in video games, and Half-Life 2 was one of the games that like took storytelling and didn't try to make a movie out of it, like didn't go to cutscenes. They put you in a world, and they specifically tried to tell a story that was meant for a video game. And you saw that sort of you saw that get emulated in something like Portal
Yeah.
to better effect. But it's cool that like Half-Life 2, and even Half-Life, which I apologize, I haven't played all the way through, really how much that did to sort of elevate storytelling in video games. And I really, really appreciate that. And it was fun to shoot things. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Still waiting on either Half-Life 2 Episode 3 or Half-Life 3, whichever one like comes.
Give me whatever.
Yeah.
Just give me whatever.
Yeah.
I know, like, there's gonna be a day. There's gonna be one day, and I don't know when it's gonna be, but I'm gonna wake up to that news, and I'm just gonna like throw my windows up and be like, everybody, everything's gonna be okay. Half-Life 3 is coming out.
It's like, you sir, what day is it? It's Christmas, sir. Yes, it is. It's Christmas for gamers.
Yeah. Run to the store and get me a goose. We're playing Half-Life 3 tonight. Sorry.
But Vernon, you told me to work today and do this hot pepper review. We're gonna go play Half-Life 3.
Oh,
This is like the most random interview ever, and I love every single second of it.
Yeah, just envisioning the ghost of Gaben past, you know, just taking us through like what we could have been, like what we were when we were a younger gamer, and then Gaben of present. Anyways,
we could
just
go like our
imagine
whole own like little. Like,
oh yeah,
I already have it set up.
Grim Reaper. He shows me my grave where I've become too bitter about video games,
Or too cynical, where it's like,
yeah,
this may have good graphics, but pff, you can't play.
Yeah.
Oh no, it'd probably be the other way around.
Mise en scène? What's with this blocking? The controls are terrible.
There's invisible walls. But it's an invisible maze. There's invisible walls.
I thought we held ourselves to a higher standard of video game shit.
I remember there's a day when they didn't have a day one patch.
Oh my god.
Gosh, are we that old already? Where we're just like
yeah. Do you mind if I ask how old you are?
26 turning 27 in a month.
Okay, me too. I was,
okay.
If you said you were 23, I'd be like, man, you aren't old. I'm out.
Yeah, it's like, screw this interview.
No, I'm the same age as you.
Okay, cool.
So.
All right, it'd be really awkward if you had this like same birthday as well. It's like, oh yeah, I'm about to turn 27.
Okay.
Me too.
Month.
August,
December. Okay.
It's a little bit older.
You got me. I also noticed the Billy Talent shirt, and I'm like, we're probably from the same era.
Yeah.
Aren't we?
It's like I didn't know what shirt I wanted to wear. It's like, should I wear my 30 Seconds to Mars, Finger 11? Ooh, Billy Talent. I haven't worn you in forever.
Man, when was the last time? The last time I listened to them was, not to make this less about video games, but the last time I listened to them was like on the Fuse channel.
Oh my god.
On like the high 500s on cable TV. All I would watch is like music videos when I was younger.
Oh, me too. I remember for some reason like the most vivid memory. Well, first off, this is my show. I'll talk about whatever we want. Like, so you don't have to worry about that. We can talk about. We'll go like to like puppies. No, I'm sorry. You're a cat person. We'll talk about kittens next. But I just remember like sitting down watching the Boys of Summer video by the Ataris and just thinking like, I'm gonna be looking back at this one point, and all of a sudden it keeps coming on my iPod Shuffle. I'm just like, those are better days.
Yeah, we're from the same era. Man.
Yeah, we are.
Feel real hard.
90s, man, 90s. All right, I can't.
Best decade there ever was.
Yeah, best decade. The 90s were all that. Sorry, had to make that little plug.
I feel it. No, I feel it.
Feel it. Vernon, first off, I can't thank you enough for being on. You can follow him on Twitter at Vernon Shaw. You can also follow his YouTube channel at Hot Pepper Gaming, youtube.com/Hot Pepper Gaming. New videos every Monday, unless it's a Hot Pepper Fire Sale. Then it comes on someday.
Thursdays.
Okay.
Thursdays.
All right.
Mondays and Thursdays. Mostly Mondays.
Now, in honor of you doing Hot Pepper Gaming, I always end the videos with a same 10 questions I ask all my other interviewers. But instead, I'm going to ask you while devouring this Klondike bar in a segment I'm going to call Brain Freeze Questionnaire.
I was so worried that you were going to eat a hot pepper,
No,
man.
oh no, I'm going to save that for...
I was so worried. I don't want you to put yourself through that.
No.
You know what? You enjoy that Klondike bar.
Oh, I will.
You just...
Oh, it melted.
The silky, milky, smooth, creamy sensation of cold stuff hitting your tongue. And you asked me those questions, man. I appreciate
It's all
that.
melted. I'm like, this is like,
Did I take that long to get to the end of the interview?
well, I didn't think that it was going to, like, I'm looking at my question, I'm like, this will probably be about a good 30 minutes. I'll put a little ice in this cup. Nope.
Oh man, take your time.
Future says, put up some ice cream facts while I'm eating this.
I'm just gonna hang out here, watch this happen.
Oh, it's everywhere. It's in my raccoon wound.
I'm sorry. Why would you bury the lead like that? Tell me about your raccoon
No,
wound.
don't worry about that. Alright. Oh, it's Reese's flavor, too. It's all melted. What's your ringtone right now?
My ringtone is the default Android ringtone. I just recently got a new phone. Used to be Hell Yes by Beck.
Oh, nice.
So.
What is the most song played on your iPod right now?
Oh man, I don't know if you listen to Titus Andronicus.
I have not heard of them yet.
Okay, it's just like sad guy punk. It's like it's going back to America. It's like punk music, but like punk music in an alternative universe where they decided that like it's cool to be patriotic, or like agreeing that like, yeah, there's a lot of things bad about America, but there's a lot of things worth fighting for. So like they had an album called The Monitor, which was about the Civil War, but like relating to that to like a breakup or like or sort of like mental illness. But this new one is called The Most Lamentable The Most Lamentable Tragedy of Titus Andronicus, and it is a 90-minute rock opera of just like sad guy punk. And it hasn't been released yet. I've just been listening to the first listen on NPR.
Oh, okay.
And it's been on repeat all day.
Nice.
Like it'll end and then I'll start it again. I just love Titus Andronicus so much. So other than that, I've just been playing a lot of Aquaville River.
Oh, okay.
So,
who's your guilty pleasure band?
guilty pleasure band. Oh, that's a good one, man.
Hard-hitting questions.
Oh yeah, I'll take it. No, see, I'm not gonna allow myself to be like, I listen to nothing but good music. What's that like crappy stuff I listen to right now? Like what am I really just like getting into? Guilty pleasure is I know this is gonna make me sound cool again or whatever, but Goon by Tobias Jesso Jr. I got a really big thing for sad guy music, and he's like the saddest guy I've ever encountered. He's just like he's just like so hung up over literally everything, and I love it so much.
Would it be emo Vernon Shaw?
Oh yeah, no. See, I never really went through an emo phase when I was younger. Like I was a ska kid. Like I would be listening to like the Aquabats and Streetlight Manifesto and like the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones and all that stuff. And I was just like this, happy-go-lucky like high schooler. So I never really went through like the sad emo Vernon stuff. And now I got plenty of time to do that because I'm an adult. But what's really cool is that there's like this big like emo revival going on right now. So like Joyce Manor comes on my iTunes a lot, and Modern Baseball is really good. But what's really cool is like these kids are saying about like, oh man, like I followed her on Instagram and she won't follow me back, and I feel sad about that. And I'm like, yo, dude, I get that. Yo, I live that life, man. Sometimes I tweet people and like I say one thing, but I mean something else. Emo revival music.
Oh my gosh.
Of the mid 2010s, amazing. Cause like I feel that like even if I'm not the target demographic, like even if I'm not like a high schooler who like slides into someone's DMs or whatever, I feel that, man. Like I feel that connection.
Some of my it's the stupidest thing. Like I hate Twitter, but I love it at the same time. Like the littlest things. Like if I get a favor, I'm just like, yeah. Like so if it's someone I like this is the one thing that I'm really disappointed in myself I didn't write this down. Because when we talked originally, like a year ago, when I found out the origin of Wolfjob.
Oh yeah.
First off, I'm gonna take a little sidestep from this. Future Chase, put up a picture of Wolfjob. How did you go about finding this thing?
Oh man, I remember because I was trying to make a joke on Twitter and I googled buffhorse.jpg, and for some reason this weird fetish site of like late 1990s CGI came up, and I was like, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Let's poke through here. So here I am on like a late 90s fetish porn website, and I come across Wolfjob, and I just couldn't stop laughing at like the tenderness of a wolf giving a man like a CGI wolf giving a CGI man a hand job, but not just going at it, but like reaching through the leg and like really getting the piece of that wolf job in. And like I just could not, so like I started sending it to my friends, right? And we would do a thing where like the goal was to trick them into seeing Wolfjob. So it was like, hey, look through this like gallery right here, and they're like, oh, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. Oh, Wolfjob. It's like, hey, do you want to like check out these files? And it's like, oh, that's nice, that's nice, that's nice. Wolfjob again. So one of those friends was Danny, Danny from Game Grumps.
Yeah.
And one of the nicest things he's ever done was to put that into the forefront of the collective internet conscience. Conscious, sorry.
Yeah.
And just share that around with everybody. And then an inside joke that was just sort of an inside joke between me and my friends, which I thought was fucking hilarious. It became an inside joke on the entire internet. So that was great.
Whenever when that first came up, I'm like, this is really pretty weird. But, like, the more I'm watching it, I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever. And I remember, like, I Googled it because I did the same thing where I just texted it to my friends randomly. And like you see the Google search like flat, massive spike.
Oh yeah,
and
it makes me so happy, dude. You have no idea.
Oh my gosh, you don't know how much happiness it brought to me. And
thank you.
That was.
I live. I don't know, man. Like for as many weird things as I do, I like seeing the dumb things that do make people smile. So that makes me feel amazing.
Vernon Shaw, known for two things: making people like watch reviews while eating a hot pepper, and Wolfjob.
Yeah. No, that's like okay. So like if I die in hot pepper gaming is the only thing I've ever done, like maybe I'll be pretty sad because that's a long time to be doing that one thing.
Yeah.
But knowing that I had a hand in creating Wolfjob makes me the happiest guy in the world. I love that.
It's so funny. I wonder how long this. I feel like I should just like have like Wolfjob, this like picture just like sitting there for like the rest of the interview.
Oh, yeah. Don't censor it.
I probably should censor it, but
yeah.
I'll at least have that. Back to my questionnaire. What's your favorite song that you like to belt it out to, no matter how off key you sound? Oh, hi, kitty.
Oh man.
I see. I believe it's Michael. That's your cat's name.
Yeah, that's Mike.
Yeah.
Right there.
Hi, kitty.
Hey, Mike. How you doing?
Yep. Typical cat. Doesn't want to be around me.
I want to say Blood Buzz Ohio by The National, and I'm currently taking pride in only having named sad guy bands up until this point. I promise there's happier music that I listen to, but I really got a wheelhouse.
If you didn't tell me that we were the same age, I'd probably been like, man, I'm so old, I don't even know any of these bands.
Yo, listen to some National.
Okay.
Like it's music for like young professionals who like they're like, oh man, I got out of college and I'm paying rent right now, but I'm sad. I'm having a hard time dealing with things.
Though I may work at a job where I wear a suit, I still don't feel like adult professional yet, where it's like, I'll tell you about it in post-production.
Then The National is for you.
If you could eat one meal for a week without any health consequence, what would it be?
Oh, just sushi.
Sushi
forever, man. Look, okay, when I was younger, in college and pretty poor, my goal was to one day in life be at a sushi restaurant, and they're like, hey, do you want more sushi? And I'd be like, no thanks, I'm stuffed. And for the longest time that didn't happen. Like I would go to sushi as like a luxury thing, and like I would have like oh man, I kind of only got enough to afford two California rolls right now. That's lifestyle right now out here in college. But fortunately I've gotten to the place in my life where I don't want you to think that I'm some highfalutin rich person. I currently live in what could be equated to a shoebox with holes poked in it in Koreatown in Los Angeles. But I got a healthy sushi budget, man.
Nice.
And I can overeat on sushi if I so desire.
I thought you were fancy because like the glasses were slowly just like turning into a monocle, and the hat was slowly becoming more of a top hat. It's like, quite. Yeah. It's good to have land. All right.
I'm getting a little sweaty. Just wipe it away with a $100 bill. You know.
I'm gonna confess this on the internet. Never eaten sushi ever. What's my first rule?
Oh man, you just called yourself out. What's that like?
I mean, I feel like I should be like arguing with myself right now, like via Twitter, and saying, "Hey, I should have gotten Video of the Year over Taylor Swift as well." But I've because I'm not a big fish eating person. So, what's the one roll I should start off with?
California roll, man.
California.
That's the easiest.
Okay,
It's not even real crab. Let me be honest with you. It's like mackerel shavings. I don't care. I know what it is. I still eat it. It's good.
that's right.
Yo, pour some soy sauce on that. Get a little wasabi on there, so it's a little bit spicy. So you're still within the branded wheelhouse of hot pepper gaming.
All right.
You eat that California roll. You let me know how it goes. Tweet me as soon as you do
All
it.
right. All right, I'll eat that. But like, I have to like do the chopsticks. I'm like, this isn't
Come
like
on, man.
America for me. Like this, my hands were supposed
Come on,
to do
man.
this.
Expand your worldview. As much as I love America, I do love my Naruto.
I watch
and
British television.
My Ramune and my Sakura-con stuff. Gaibang.
Yeah.
DDR, Bimani machine.
You can be like making up stuff at this point. I'm just
Yeah.
like, you know what?
Just learn to use
Look how
chopsticks, man.
cultural he
Expand your
is.
worldview.
Favorite superhero.
Favorite superhero. I guess the guy I keep coming back to is Batman. Man, like I got the Batman decal in my car mostly because I drive a Toyota Corolla. That's kind of hard to like spot amongst other Toyota Corollas, so I had to get like the Batman decal just so I know which car is mine.
Nice.
But yeah, I keep coming back to him. I really like the Matt Fraction run of Hawkeye though. And you know, in the terms of like nerd pie charts, I suppose like comic book superheroes are relatively small compared to like video games and, you know, inaccessible music.
Yeah.
But yeah, I try to read as many comics as I can, and the Matt Fraction Hawkeye was really, really fun.
What's your drink of choice? Alcoholic or non-alcoholic? Or alcoholic
Oh,
and
man.
or non-alcoholic?
Well, let's just go alcoholic because let's be honest, man. I'm a big beer guy. I think my go-to beer is usually Red Stripe.
Hooray, beer.
Ska kid through and through. Love my Jamaican lagers. And you know, I just love beer in general.
Nice.
I touch the harder stuff sometimes, but it's like when I'm chilling out, it's mostly beer.
All right. Your favorite internet video that's not starring Hot Pepper Gaming?
Okay. What is that's a real good question.
Hard-hitting questions.
Let me. So what I do is I keep a very private YouTube playlist of all of my favorite videos, and I keep that like highly maintained. Not only favorite videos, but like just weird videos that like I say I might need later. So I'm going to look at it right now. I'm gonna give you the weird stuff.
You've already given me a bunch of bands I don't know about, so
I hope you wrote those down because they're good.
I'm probably gonna be like have you write those down for me because I don't even know how like to. Granted, I know how to spell national because you know national anthem, but like
Oh yeah,
Titus
it's
Andronicus,
America.
like I can't. I probably will have you just spell that one out for me.
Yeah, I'll write that out for you.
Right.
Okay,
Just not right
where's
now
it?
because it'll like ruin my. It'll be weird with the video.
It'll ruin the vibe. We
Yeah.
gotta. Jeez, come on, Shaw, you can do this. No, I know I added one that like I just couldn't handle recently. Oh yeah. No, I can do better than that. Here we go.
Waiting for something like pickle surprise or something.
No,
That
I mean, I could give you pizza time if I wanted to, but
Pizza!
no, different pizza time.
Oh,
Different pizza, very, very different pizza time. You don't want none of that pizza time. Oh, okay, so, I have a weird obsession with ASMR videos. Not necessarily because I, listen to them for like the therapeutic thing, whatever. But I understand that there's like a sort of therapeutic usefulness to it. But I found this video of a guy doing ASMR, but it's a role play of him giving a haircut to a wood nymph.
all right.
Sorry, a forest spirit.
Oh,
And I just cannot handle it. I just cannot handle that. And I know that's a very weird one to bring up, but goddamn, that is like choice.
all right. I'll check
So
this
enjoy
out when we're
that.
done. To help settle a debate, is Mega Man a superhero?
Yeah. Why not?
Thank you, Vernon Shaw. Take
He's
that,
pretty
Matt.
super, and he's done heroic things.
This
I'll
is
lock it
it's
down.
this constant
Yeah.
battle. It's I think right now it's at 3-3 now, but
Well, happy to be on your
him.
side.
Thank you. It's because we're best friends. Because America.
Play your cards right.
It's still connected. I don't know why. And finally, what show are you currently marathoning on Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, whatever?
X-Files.
X-Files?
X-Files, yeah, yeah. It feels like something that was down my wheelhouse, but I never really explored when I was younger, mostly because I was probably scared of it when I was young.
Yeah.
But I'm into some goth skull science fiction-y stuff now,
Macabre,
so it's
slightly.
it's like you can't see it, but I got a lot of skulls on that bookshelf right there.
I see him, yeah, right next to like that pepper.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just it's been a lot of fun to just sort of like
Yeah.
keep on as a show.
What's weird is like as you move it, like you put your mouth like over where my video is at, and so now it just looks like you're censoring yourself. It's like I don't want here's some secret information about Hot Pepper Gaming.
Oh man.
Vernon, I can't thank you enough for being on. This was incredible. I had a great time. I hope you did as well. You can follow him on Twitter at Vernon Shaw and also at Hot Pepper Gaming, youtube.com/Hot Pepper Gaming. New videos up every Monday, and also they have Hot Pepper Fire Sales, which will come up on a Thursday. Scaredtocare.com. Make sure you also donate and check them out as well. Granted, I know you probably have like a year ahead of time. When do you think?
Yeah.
When's the next one going to be? Do you have an idea? Do you always
Next
like
one
to
is
do it
going
in
to be
April?
Memorial Day weekend,
Okay.
2016, whenever that is.
All
But we're super excited to build it out bigger and better than last time.
Yeah. Make sure you also like him on like the Hot Pepper Gaming on Facebook, facebook.com/Hot Pepper Gaming. I'm pretty sure I hit every single avenue.
Yeah, you got it, man.
So, if you feel free to check out some of my other videos I've done and all of the other interviews. Check out other videos, the podcast. Leave a like, comment down below what you like about Hot Pepper Gaming, what you think they should also review next time, and if you think I should do my friend, not me,
Your friend
should do a Hot Pepper review. Like, comment, subscribe. So other than that, thank you, Vernon, for being on, and thank you guys.
Yeah, dude, thank you so much for having me. This was a lot of fun.
It was.
I really enjoyed talking about weird, obscure music with you.
And thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time.